Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another GEG UK special. Tonight, I'm really privileged to be joined by Florina from Genially and two of the Genially ambassadors as well, joining us all the way from Mexico and Guatemala. We've been having a good chat backstage in Spanish, but we're going to do this in English to make it a lot easier for you. So without any further ado, let's meet Florina. Hi, Florina.
Hi, Darren. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Very well as well. So happy to be here tonight.
Brilliant. And really looking forward to also meeting Armando and Betsabe later on, who are some of the Genially ambassadors. Great to see Francis and also Brenda already saying hello in the chat. Please do say hi in the chat. Grow your PLN. Feel free to put in your social media handles in there and things like that. We all know that those PLNs are vitally important and a bit of a lifesaver as we go along. And if you've got any questions, feel free to post those in the chat as well. But we're not going to hang around. Florina, do you want to first of all introduce yourself and let people know a little bit about you?
Absolutely, sure. Well, I'm Florina. I'm working with Genially. I'm from Spain. I'm based in Spain, such as Genially. And well, I'm working in the marketing department and with the international markets.
Fantastic. And well, lots of people, actually several people joining us, so we'll just jump straight into it. I'm going to bring your screen on for you, Florina, and you're going to show us what Genially is all about.
Of course. So I'm very excited to show you about Genially. I don't know if many of you know about Genially before. So, well, let me start at the beginning. Genially is a content creation tool with which you will find an alternative to traditional content, since it allows you to create all kinds of communication experiences and learning experiences as well. All of them are full of interactivity and animation in a simple and accessible way. So I invite you to sign up first on Genially for free, of course, and you can try the platform during this webinar. And if you have some question, as Darren already mentioned, you can ask them now and we can answer them. So I will start with a brief presentation about what is Genially and how it works. Well, as you can see here, for us, there are two ways to communicate. On this left part, we have an example of traditional communication, the kind we've used for years with static and unidirectional content. On the right, we have a communication made with Genially, which includes the same information but presented differently. As you can see, we focus on visual communication because the most important thing is the product we want to show. This is thanks to interactivity, which allows us to put the secondary content on another layer. So this means that we rank ideas. As you can see, only if I click on some buttons, you can see all the information. This means that the receiver shows the information that they want to consume. They don't have to view everything. So with static content, like on the left one, you get more bored and we are not predisposed to consume like this successfully. But the content on the right, however, truly communicates. And well, this is one question that we usually ask ourselves, but also we ask teachers and even students, because I guess now students usually get bored with a lot of content and PDFs, and I can imagine that due to the pandemic, this was getting worse, actually. And well, you might think that creating interactive and animated content is a big challenge because you'll need programming and designing knowledge, or you have to pay for them. And they're, of course, costly in terms of money, time, and resources. So this is how Genially born to solve this problem. Because what we want to do and want to offer actually is democratize this content creation and to be the alternative to traditional content, allowing everyone to create communication experiences full of interactivity and animation. Well, and one of the last part is like with Genially, it's easier to achieve great results, even if you don't have this design or programming knowledge, and you can do it for free. The interface is actually user-friendly, and we combine this web technology with the use of office automation to achieve a higher level integration of interactive content. In this part, we believe that along with the interactivity and animation feature that I already mentioned a lot, our differentiating value is versatility, because the types of creation that can be created originally are very diverse. And now, if you are a teacher, you can transmit knowledge to your students in a memorable way using dynamic teaching materials and resources. And for example, one of our the big creation that you can do on Genially, it's gamification. So if you want to motivate your students and get them excited about learning, you can try this gamification feature. And we have a lot of free templates. So well, now I want to show you how Genially is inside. So I will go to the platform. So you just have to type Genially on Google, and this is what you see. If you want to sign up, you can sign up with your Google account, for example, or Facebook and your email. So I go to login. And here we go. So Darren, if you want to stop me and if you want to ask me some question, you are free to do it, okay?
We haven't got any
All right.
questions at the moment, but
Okay.
really, really positive comments coming in.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so this is our dashboard. Once you sign up on Genially, this is what you're going to see. Well, not this is because this is my dashboard, and here I have all the creation that I have already used. So here you have your account settings. You can change things, your name and everything. You can take a tour of the platform if you want to know more about it. And also we have the academy. Here you will find some courses for free if you want to learn how to, for example, how to create communications experiences, how to create gamification. Here we have some different courses, and all of them are free. And then, well, it's the platform now. It's available in English, in Spanish, in French, and in Portuguese. So if you go here on inspiration, you will find some creation that our Genially users already created here, and you can filter, for example, on education, and you can just view it. Or if you see this button, it means reusable. So if I click here and use as template, the editor will be open and you could use this one. This is how it works. And if you click here, show reusable Geniallys, you can see all the Genially reusable that are available on Inspiration. And also here on the top, we have some Genially users. For example, if I click here, you can see their profile is like a website, let's call it a website. And you can see what, for example, Belen has created on Genially. And some of her templates are usable, and you can reuse it if you want. So if we go on my brand, this is very useful. For example, if you have your own business or your one website and you want to put your logo and also your corporate image or colors. And if you have Google Analytics, you can put here your tracking ID and you can track all your creation. So let's go here on Create Genially. This is what you can create with Genially. as I already mentioned, you can create a lot of learning experiences that are very useful in the classroom. And not only presentation, but also gamification, guides, or even training materials. Here we can filter them. So if I want only to education, I click here. You're gonna see some, for example, some templates that has this star, have this star. This means that it's premium because Genially is a freemium platform. This means that it's free, but also has some premium features and premium templates as well. But with the free option, we can use Genially a lot, and you can have access to a lot of templates as well. So here, if I want to click on this one, for example, I can see the preview of this presentation, this creation. I can see how many pages has and everything. And if I want to use it, just click on use this template. So let's use it. I can choose how many slides I want to use. So let's use only this one. Add. And now the editor will be open. As you can see, the platform, it's very intuitive and very easy. It's not very complicated, like I think like the other platforms. And the editor, it's very similar as well. So very easy. Here on the side, you can add text, image, and change it if you want, the font and everything. And here we have like our interactive elements and how to insert something. For example, if you want to insert platform and how to do it generally. So I'm going to show you now. So because I mentioned a lot about the interactivity and animation before, I'm going to show you how it works actually. So if I click, it doesn't matter which element. So I click here or I click here. You're going to see that we have here this one, that it means interactivity, animation, drag. You can drag this element, for example, or you can lock it. So if I go to animation, this part will be open. And here are our all types of animation that we have. It can be continuous, if you hover the mouse only, or if I go fix it. So imagine that I put this. I can go on this eye, that it means preview. So every time I hover the mouse here, the animation changed, like you see. So what about the interactivity? If I click on this little finger, we can see all the type of interactivity that we have. On tooltip, this means that you can put here like some short sentences or just words. For example, if I put hello. And the same thing, if I want to see how it works, I just hover the mouse and now the message is here, hello. If I want to change the interactivity, I can go to window. On window here you can put a larger text, or even you can add videos. For example, if I go here, I just copy the link, paste the link, and save it. And now every time I click here, I can watch the video. So I don't have to go outside of my creation to watch the video because I can see it here. And you don't lose your students, you don't lose your audience every time they have to view something new. And the other part are that go to page. This is very important because this interactivity, it's I think it's our main feature because it's very important. And this is how you can create different games or different, in this case, or didactic sequences. So if I want to, for example, if we go to the next page, I just have to put save. So every time someone click here, they go to the next page or the slide I want.
Florina, we've got some questions coming in from people. So just to go through a couple of them. Firstly, Brenda says, is there a click to disappear feature so that students can click and a card disappears once they've chosen it, to narrow down the number of options, perhaps?
What? I don't really understand. A click to disappear feature? If
Yes. So presumably, I think what Brenda's meaning there is that, say, for example, you might have 12 cards, students click on one, they answer a question correctly, and then that card disappears, and they can work through until they end up with maybe one or two that those are the things they need to work on more or practice more, that kind of thing.
I mean, if I send you the link of this creation, you can't disappear things. Okay, even only if they can edit it. Okay, but if they use your creation, they can just view it and they can play with these buttons. Okay, but they can edit it only if you send this creation, for example, as reusable. They can reuse it and they can edit it. Okay,
brilliant. And then from Darren, not me, but a different Darren, can you add a drag and drop activity?
Yes, absolutely. So for example, let's put the same element here. So now the selected element is draggable. So what is that? So every time, imagine that you want to make a game. Sometimes in a gamification, it's very useful, this drag and drop. And if you want to change it, so if you want to put it here, imagine that you have a tree and you have different elements and you want to make a game, so you can use this drag and drop feature.
Fantastic. And then another question from Brenda, will the presentations appear exactly the same on mobile as they do on a computer?
Yes, we have this responsive feature. Okay, it's true that for now on the mobile phone, it's not the same. So when you create when you create something on Genially, you have to be aware on the type of canvas you use, the canvas. Okay, so you have to use a special canvas. So your creation can be the same as in the computer. For example, if you use another device like iPad, it's easier than a mobile phone. We are still working on it. Okay.
Okay. And then another question from Darren. Can you integrate Google Forms or Word wall activities with Genially?
Of course, and this is what I wanted to show now. So
brilliant. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I'm going to show how to integrate, of course, more platforms. Because for now, I just wanted to show you how to use this interactivity and animation, because I mentioned it a lot before. And this is how it works. As you can see here, we have more features, like you can add background audio. And here, if you go to interactive elements, you can see that this button, it's this one. So you can add different button, just click here and you can change the color. And also, if you want to change more features, here you have all the possibilities. And because you already have asked about how to integrate Genially with other platforms, for example, if I already have this Google form, it's in Spanish, okay, but you can understand. So if I go here on send, you have to go
multilingual. This is fantastic.
Very international. So if we go here, here, you hear that insert the iframe. So I just copy the iframe. I go to the editor on insert. I go to others, and here I can paste the code. So insert. And now the Google form will appear here. You can put it in a nice way, not like this, but I just wanted to show you how it looks. So here, for example, your students, they can put their phones and everything, and they can send it. So I can send it because I didn't put all the information. Okay, but it's very easy to insert it.
It's really nice as well that you don't have to go outside of the platform to fill it
Absolutely.
in.
Absolutely. So what
Yeah.
if you want to integrate more platform? For example, I already show you how to do it with the YouTube video. But if you want, if you can go here on share, and it's the same thing. Okay, if you go here on insert, you just have to copy the iframe and paste here the iframe. So this means that all the platforms, or doesn't matter where, if they have this iframe, you can integrate it with Genially. For example, if you have one creation made of Canva, in Canva, you can the same thing. You can copy the iframe in Canva and then insert it in Genially, and it works. Oh, sorry. So, and here down, you have some example. For example, how to insert a Google Sheet. And we have like small tutorials on how to do it if you want to insert it Google Sheet. So you just have to go to Google Sheet. So here I can show you how to do it. So imagine that this is your calendar and you want to insert it on your Genially. So go here, it means share. It means publish on in the website. Go to insert, and the same. Just copy the iframe. I go here. Let's delete it. I paste it, and I have it. So it's very, as you can see, it's actually very easy. And also you can choose, for example, if you don't want to show all the tabs, you can choose that you want to show only one tab. Okay. So how do you find this? Do you think it's easy?
Yeah, really. I've just commented in the chat there that I've been experimenting over the last couple of days using it with various different platforms. As most people know, I'm a big fan of Mote for voice recording, for voice notes, and taking the embed iframe code from Mote and putting that straight into Genially is a brilliant way of being able to add verbal instructions or verbal questions into your presentation. So it works really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just like a all-in-one platform, and you can use it with more platforms, and you don't have to lose the information. So I think it's great for that. And here you have like more features. If you want to change your background, your base, your canvas, and also you can you have this library like piece of A, and you can put it. And here on pages, here you can duplicate it, delete it, and even you can hide the page and add password if you want. All right. And
I've been using it as well. Just to add, one of the things I really like is obviously when you're using a YouTube video within there, you don't get any of those distractions around the edge. So you don't get the adverts, you don't get the videos of cats going crazy that takes people off down a whole different path, which is fantastic. But also those reusable resources that other people have created, particularly the gamified ones, they're excellent because the hard work's done for you. They've already connected the if you click here, you go to the right answer. If you click here, you go to the wrong answer. That's already done for you. All you've got to do is kind of click and replace. And it's been such a huge kind of saving in terms of workload.
Absolutely. And even if at the beginning, maybe this gamification thing, it seems more difficult, but it's very easy because you only have to use interactivity. So you just have to, first you have to plan your game and you have to plan all the slides. And once you have it all, you just have to play with interactivity. So if someone answer wrong, so they go to these slides. If they answer right, they go to another slide, and that's it. So you can do it by yourself. And okay, I wanted also to show that you can add collaborators. So if I put here your email, Darren, you're gonna receive this creation, and you can edit it. Okay, and it's very easy. By email, you're gonna receive it. One thing is just for now, we can't edit it at the same time. For example, like on Google Sheet or Google Document. Okay, but soon we're gonna have this feature, so we are very excited to that. And I wanted to show you, for example, if imagine that we already have this creation done, ready, and we wanted to publish it or we wanted to send it to someone. We have to click on All Set. And here we have this view. So we can put it on public or private. This is true that private, for now, it's a premium feature, okay? But on public, here you can make it reusable. So for example, if you want to send it to someone or to your students or to your colleagues so they can use your template, you can make it reusable. And if it's private, you can put also a password. For example, at Genially, when we create some reports or dossier, we usually put passwords and only our team can view the template, or also with clients. And once it's all set, I have this option like present it, I can share it, and also I can download it. On share it, you have here also this feature, like you can share it on Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams as well. So it's very easy to, if I don't know, I know that for now we are offline at school, but if you ever need to do it online, you know that you have this this option as well. And Genially generates a link, so you don't need actually to download the presentation, okay, or your creation, because you just by copy this link. I go to another tab, and I already have my my creation here. And because I made it as reusable, everyone who see this creation, they're gonna see this button, reuse this Genially. So every time someone click on reuse this Genially, the editor will be open. So first you have to sign up, and then you can use the creation. This is how it works. And even if, for example, it's not the first time you have this presentation, you have here also, if you click here, you have all this option. Another thing that you can insert every Genially creation in your blog, if you have a blog or if you have a website, and even with every LMS. And you can share it on social networks. For example, on Twitter, if you if you copy the link of your creation and you paste it on Twitter, I already have here the tab open, okay? So I want to show you how it works. Okay. So for example, here I just paste the link of one creation, and the creation on Genially is still interactive on Twitter. Okay, so every time your audience they see this, they can click and they can play with it. So there's no problem.
That's really cool. I like that.
And what else? Well, I wanted to show you as well that now you can download your PDF as an interactive PDF. That means every time we've downloaded it, for example, I'm going to show you. It's going to take 1 minute. Okay, so we have it here. So this is how it looks. It's a PDF, but if I click here, as you can see, it's interactive. So here is
Cool.
the link to our website, and actually it's very easy to make it. So this feature we just launched last week. It's new for now for us as well. So we are waiting for feedbacks if you like it or not. And another thing that we know that for teachers is very important is the Scorm package. I know that many of our users, for example, they until now they usually integrate Genially with a platform like Moodle, for example. So you can track the access to the content and the percentage visualize of every creation. So now you can download any published Genially as a Scorm package. So you just have to go here and you have this option. So you just have to download it, and then the package is downloaded, and then you can integrate it with more platform like Moodle or similar.
Fantastic.
And for me, this is what I wanted to show you. I know it's like a lot of information, but I hope it was helpful and you like it. If you have any question, well, Darren, you have my email, and I can answer as well later or in the
Yep.
future. So, and if I can answer now to some question, I'll be happy to do it.
Brilliant. Yeah, we kind of the questions we've answered as we've gone through, really, but really positive comments coming through. Love that interactive PDF as well, as Brenda said there. I think that's really nice as an alternative for some people as well, without too many distractions. So absolutely superb. So should we meet Armando now?
Absolutely. Tonight we have invited to one of our ambassadors from Latin America. They are great teachers and experts in Genially and also in Google. And I think you're gonna learn a lot from them.
Brilliant. So welcome, Armando.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. So let me introduce myself. My name is Armando Cortés. I'm the Director of Strategic Development, Innovation, and Technology in a school here in Mexico. I'm from Mexico. We're in Canadian School, Guadalajara. That's the name of the school. And I'm also a Google certified trainer and a Genially ambassador in Latin America. So that's why I'm here learning with all of you. To me, it's also it's super interesting, the feature of the interactive PDFs. So that I didn't knew about. So we are all learning. So today I want to talk briefly about the possibilities of use in Genially inside the classroom. So I'm going to explain a little bit about all the possibilities, the good things, and some real life examples of the learning curve that we have been going through. We started using Genially in 2020, in March 2020. I think we all get to know Genially at the beginning of the pandemic. So I'm going to explain that a little bit. And if you have questions, feel free to do it. And let's start. So thank you. As you were mentioning, there's a lot of possibility of creating different type of content in Genially. As Florina mentioned, you can do presentations, you can do even personal branding. To me, I have my CV in Genially, interactive CV, social media postings, video presentation, infographics. But to me, the tools that we have taken most advantage in our school has been the learning experience and gamification, because these two types of content or resources that we can create gives a different level of experience for our students. As Lorena was mentioning, one is different when you present flat information or static information. If you present a game type activity, it is really different, and the engagement with the students, it is different. So those two tools. And the problem before, or in 2 or 3 years ago, was that it was really hard to create this type of experiences by yourself. We don't have the coding knowledge. All of the teachers, most of the teachers, we don't have coding knowledge or design knowledge. So the good thing about Genially is that you do not need advanced design skills or abilities, and you do not need coding skills, advanced skills. So here we have more than 100, lots of templates ready for you to just use it and change the information and forget about the coding and how to make it, or even start from scratch. Sometimes it's really difficult for the teachers to ideate or think about a different type of resource. So let me show you these only two examples. One of learning experiences. This is a quiz type experience for our students, and it's everything is ready for you to take it, to change the information, and to present it to your students. So this is a quiz film from the 80s, and as you can see, you will see the questions, you will see the possibilities of answers, and if you answer what is Doc's real name in Back to the Future, let's say that is Marty McFly, that we know that is not. So what will happen? It will show you will direct you to the slide that it says "oops" and it's the incorrect answer. And then if you select the right answer, then we'll move you with the interactive. We'll move you to the next question. So what movie character said "Yippee yippee yay"? John McClane from Die Hard. A cool image, and then move to the next one. So this is one type of learning experience, that it's a quiz. And the next one that I really like, it's gamification. What can you do with gamification type activities? You can do even board games type of activities. If you know Monopoly or other type of board games, you can create it really easy. I like the breakout rooms. The breakout rooms or escape rooms, it's a fun way to engage students and being challenged in all subject areas. We use this a lot in math, but you can use it in ELA, in science, in a lot of it's you can do it in every subject. So as you can see here, we can start, and you will be presented with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenges, and in each of the challenges can be a question, you can have a equation, a mathematical problem or something, and then if you click on the right answer and if you select all the right answer in that challenge, we'll give you a code, okay? And at the end of the breakout room, you will submit that code, and we'll see if you solve it in the right way or if there's something missing. So these two type of activities are perfect for teachers. I recommend you to try them on, and please just start playing with those type of activities, and you will see the reaction of your students in a positive way. They will be, as I mentioned, and I like to mention a lot, really engage with the content. So the way that you can present amazing content and really interesting content, but if you do not present it, we know that times have changed. And if you do not present it in a fun way or in an interactive way for students, the engagement will be different for all of them. So now let me show you what we were doing 2 years ago and why Genially caught our eyes and we started loving Genially. So 2 years ago, when the pandemic started, we just found out about Genially and find ways to send the information to our students, and also to keep in touch and to keep in communication with their students. And we're still using this as a flipped classroom, or for more of a flipped classroom as a repository of content. So as you can see here, we use this for the sports activities. We started in the high school, and the good thing about this type of activities in Genially is that in high school, what we did, we sent it, the link that Farina was talking about. You just share the link of your Genially. You can send it. There were some coaches that send it through WhatsApp, through social media, through Google Classroom. It depends. You can send it anywhere. And if you send the link once, then every time that you made a change, that you are adding changes or adding things to that Genially, it will automatically change in the same link. So you don't have to be sending links every time that you made a change, and it's live content. That's what really awesome about Genially, that it's live content and the students will have real-time information. So as you can see here, we have the schedule for all the week, and if the students click on one of the days, I imagine that you are, as we are, the Google fans and Google fanatics of creating Google content. So the interaction, the integration with Google tools, it's really, really easy. As you can see here, it's really different only for you to send information, embed the YouTube video. The students will click here. They can look at them in their smartphones or in the...
What's up, runners? Coach Holly here, back with another...
Or in their computers. And without leaving the Genially, they can just click on the video and start doing that that exercise. In this case of sports activities. So it was a great thing, and the students loved it. And we use it for 2 years now, and we still use this kind of things. And also, as mentioned before, you can integrate the Google form, and this way, every session, the students will see the activities, see the videos, the examples, and then fill the Google form to receive maybe feedback, to know that they're doing the activities, to have maybe how much time did you take to finish the activity, some comments, and that way you can fulfill two objectives: one, to receive comments, and the other one, to monitor who has been doing these activities or who read these activities. So this type of we have been using this type of Geniallys for math, for science, for each in different kind of projects. And I wanted to show you really fast, so I can give my next partner the voice. Also for marketing or for admin activities, it is really helpful. The way you present the information, not only to students, but to parents, to colleague teachers, to even board members or directors, it is really different to present it in a flat presentation than with this type of presentation with live and with this kind of image. I'd probably take like 15-20 minutes to create this type of Geniallys, because it is really easy to create this. And so you can see here the interactivity, the animation, the movement that the Genially has, the integration with all different kinds of platforms, as you were mentioning, Mode, but you can integrate almost everything with the iframe code. You can integrate, we have been integrating Edpuzzles, Padlets, Mode comments. So that's one of the biggest benefits of this, of using this type of activity. So as you can see, presentations full of life, full of color, and that can engage a pitch. You can, the difference in giving a pitch with this type of presentation is really different with a flat presentation. And the last one, we were conducting a lot of trainings for our teachers, and the way we present them or we send the information was also through Geniallys. And here every time that we were creating a training, you will see all the information here. Also creating directly the links for Zoom, directly the links for the support site and the remote learning side. So these are some of the examples. Also, the last one, we use Genially for registration in extracurricular activities, and we call it flex block activities. So here you send only this link, and the students will have the information of all the classes available, the schedule, the explanation of the activities, and the Google form to register. So these are different types of benefits. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. The thing is that you just need to click here, click there, find out some new creative ideas, and you will find really good results in all that you can do. So I totally recommend for our school. We have been benefit a lot. So I totally recommend Genially. And if you have questions, let us know.
Fantastic. Thanks, Armando. I really like the way, particularly in that one where you had the 7-minute running video, that the Google form just sits right with it in the same window. You haven't got to have two different things open or go from one place to the other. It's all just tied in nicely together. So that was really great to see. So thank you very much for sharing with us. Florina, should we meet Betsabe now?
Yeah, thank you so much, Armando, for your great presentation. And now we have Betsabe. She's from Guatemala, and it's another great ambassador we have. And she also is a Google expert, and just enjoy her presentation as well.
Welcome, Betsabe.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to come and share with you guys all the way to UK. A special greeting from Guatemala City in Central America, the land of eternal spring. And I would like to back up some of the things that Armando already mentioned with one phrase. Engaging your students in the learning experience is super important nowadays. And how can you keep your students engaged? One of the things that he already added is the fact of keeping everything in a single place so that you don't have them going everywhere. That's one. And second of all, adding that ingredient, that secret ingredient from our side, which is our creativity. If the possibilities with Genially are limitless, imagine adding that secret ingredient of creativity. And here I'm going to show you a couple of things so that you can get some inspiration and get excited about all of the things that you can create. If Genially already does a lot of the things that you could not imagine in a presentation, imagine adding that ingredient of creativity to your presentations. And on screen, you have a little bit of my country. It's a pleasure for me to bring you a piece of my country. And where are we located? Well, Central America, the center of America, of the Americas. Right now in my country is almost 2 p.m., just so you know. And we're going to do an activity here with Armando and also Florina and Darren. So I'm going to be translating these questions just to activate learning a little bit. And you see two icons, hands up and hands on your head. Let's try it, hands up. You can do it, guys. Hands on your head. Okay, so what do you think it's our national bird? We have a national bird. If you think it's the quetzal, hands up. If you think it's the eagle, hands on your head. I want to see you guys. Let's see if the audience follows along. Aha. Florina is not sure, so the correct answer is hands up. It's quetzal. Very good. You see how engaging this can get if you can lead an activity like this with your students. What civilization originated in our country? If you think it's Machu Picchu, hands up. If you think it's Mayan world, you put your hands on your head. Let me see you guys. Whoa, you do know about our culture. That's fantastic. And one last question. What do you think is our national instrument in Guatemala? Marimba, hands up. And then you have the other one. I think I already gave up myself. Okay, hands on your head, hands up. Yes, marimba is our national instrument. Well, now, if you thought that only Google Forms could be embedded in Genially, well, let me tell you that about everything can be embedded. How many Padlet users do we have in the audience? If you can quickly send an emoji telling us if you have used Padlet. Padlet is an awesome way to add content in a collaborative way. And imagine this Padlet is embedded in this Genially, and it allows my students to add their own content. This presentation is used for second language learners, in this case, anyone who's learning Spanish and about Guatemalan culture. So I'll be happy to share this with you, and I'll be very glad to see your contributions here if you want to practice your Spanish a little bit. So this Padlet is embedded here. And again, we go back to the fact that it is not necessary to walk your students out of your Genially, because they are going to be able to see all of the content in one place. And I see a lot of, I see some comments there of people who know Padlet, but that's not all. This is my most recent creation. It's a gamified learning experience in which I have taken my students, because some of the courses that I teach, I'm sorry I did not mention in the beginning, but I'm too excited to share with you guys today. One of the courses I teach is virtual reality. And for them to be able to challenge themselves, I created this experience that has an introduction, an introductory activity for them to understand what virtual reality is so that I can prepare them for what's coming for the creation piece. We're going to skip the intro. By the way, the introduction also has an embedded YouTube video. We're not going to go back to that since you already saw that it is possible to embed your YouTube videos in your Genially. And here I have created this learning experience map with the different activities that my students can complete. They also created, apart from this, their learning goals in Google Classroom. And then they have the creation space. If you guys have ever heard about CoSpaces, it's a great virtual reality creation tool. So what they do here is they access I'm going to show you one of the activities. And it's so awesome to be able to put together all of your resources into one place and make this a fun experience, an engaging learning experience for your students. In this one activity, they had the characteristics of this challenge, how they could carry it out individually or in teams. And then you have the objectives. Another piece of advice that I can add here is using icons and helping them understand the icons, the graphics that you're using in your learning experiences, letting them know that in every section you're leaving clues or additional help. This one only has the instructions here. If you can also notice, I am integrating the design thinking process so that they can use that. I'm going to show one that has specific links or directions. Let me see if I can remember. This one, for example, it's a 360 tour creation. If I open the instructions, I have guides that I have added, additional resources that they might need to complete their challenges. And another thing that I would like for you to notice is that they cannot go back and forth as the other Geniallys that you have seen so far. Every single element in my Genially is interactive, and they are forced to interact with it. They cannot simply go back and forth, back and forth. They are forced to read and interact with it. Well, this is one example of the latest things I'm doing with Genially. This one is still under construction because some of the challenges are going to be open for the next quarter for my students. The ones that are active are from the options they can choose from. And this is another piece of advice for you teachers. Give your students room for voice and choice. Let them choose what they want to learn. And with Genially, you can do that because you can set the environment and they will know what path to take. So that is another great application of Genially. This other learning experience, this was for my accounting course a couple of years ago. But if you see something, if you can notice something, I usually choose a theme. And this is another great piece of advice for you guys when you are creating the learning experiences. Choose something that is trending for your students, something that they like, something that they relate with. Maybe because of culture, the things that I've shown you don't match with the things that your teenagers or kids like in your country, but you have to be up to what they like, you keep up with the latest things that they are into and adapt that to your learning experience. So this thing, for example, is Pac-Man for all of those who used to play Pac-Man. Pac-Man is still trending, just so you know. And they would click on the little ghost and find all of the directions, the points they would earn. This one is more specific. It also includes clues. Some of them had clues. The directions are embedded here. You can open them and see what they were supposed to complete. And as they advance, the ghost would take them back to the beginning and get closer to the end activity, to the final activity. There were no more points, but there was always information guiding them. The rubrics were also embedded in this learning experience. So again, everything in a single place. This other one, I really love it. He's from the artificial intelligence course. I had the opportunity to attend with Easty, and we produce an interactivity for students to learn about Google Trends. If you have applied it in your class, this is a great idea of how to guide them into what Google Trends does, how the search engines work. And in this case, they know, or you tell them that clicking on body, actually it wasn't the beginning, they could advance into the next activity. And here you can see another important element of an engaging learning experience, which is adding a character to your experience, someone they would identify with, someone that is accompanying them through the learning experience. This is very similar to the previous one I showed you, but again, this is another example of giving your students voice and choice, letting them choose which tools are going to be using for their learning. And of course, it's not the tool itself, because we don't teach technology for the sake of technology, but it is mixed with an interdisciplinary subject or activity, because they can take this learning and apply it in the real world. So that is one of the ideas of my courses. Something else that I think Armando mentioned is the ability of creating interactive images. This is a single slide in Genially. And this one I used with my teachers, because I'm also an instructional coach, to guide them into PBL, planning PBL. So you add icons on specific spots or hotspots that they can click on, and there's going to be content embedded into each of these hotspots. You call them resources or tooltips from the editor side in Genially. But again, there's so much that you can integrate that it is up to your creativity. This other one is a gamification lab. Again, you can see that there are icons telling you, hey, creating all of these buttons so that people can, or students can, interact with it. It's key to your gamified learning experience. In this case, let's open the doors, let's get into the lab, and we're gonna start learning about gamified learning experiences. And just so that you know, I also collaborate with other teachers in my school. This was a collaboration with the math teacher. He was teaching matrices in algebra. And this is where we applied, skip intro. Okay, I think you were listening to all of that. But in this collaboration, he took his students into a gamified learning experience, trying to unencrypt, I think that's the right word, messages, secret messages using matrices. And you may be wondering, how do you do all these, or how do you achieve these interactions? For example, in the AI, Body has different types of interactions. This is a very nice one, because you awaken curiosity in your student. Like, what do I do in this slide now? What does it do? This is an embedded animation as well. And I wanted to go back to this one because there are other thingies that you can do here. For example, this one, hovering your mouse over, and you can discover what the content is. I think Florina had already mentioned the drag and drop, and that's one of the activities that I have here. And if they place them correctly, they will be able to see another prompt. And for those of you who are wondering, is this possible? How can you create this? I'm going to share with you some resources with you where you can access these extensions. These are called extensions in Genially. But before I proceed and tell you where you can find them, there's this another awesome resource, like things that you can integrate into your gamified learning experiences and that you can easily embed. Like if I go to share in this leaderboard and I want to add it to my gamified learning experience, I copy this code and I'm going to bring you to the editor so that you can see a live example. You paste it and insert it. And imagine if your students could see their leaderboard and see how many points they have earned. I use a lot experience points instead of just using scores, so that they this can actually be a fun learning and gamified learning experience. I'm going to leave the link to this tool as well for you guys. If you want to create your maps like the one that I created for the master in AR and VR, this is something I came up with. And the more you create, the more the creative juices flow. The extensions that I was talking about, you can find them in Eduscape and also in Sandbox. You can find a lot of resources of how to complement or how to pimp up your Genially learning experiences. And as a little token of my appreciation for being invited today and share with you all of the awesomeness of Genially, I'm going to share with you this collection where I have put, first off, today's presentation, and then some of the examples that I shared with you, and of course the links to those awesome tools that you can integrate with Genially. So I want to thank Florina and Aaron for having me today and share these awesome things with you guys.
Thank you so much, Betsabe. I'm mind blown a little bit there by some of those extensions and options. That's absolutely superb. And to both of you, Armando and Betsabe, so passionate about the benefits that Genially has brought to your learning, whether that's with students or with other teachers as well as instructional coaches. It's great to see, and it just looks so slick. I can't wait to get more involved now. I mean, like I said, I've been using it for probably around about 3 or 4 weeks now, and gradually finding my way. But absolutely, wow, it just looks so good, right?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you like it, Darren. And thank you so much, Betsabe and Armando, for coming tonight, because you could show real examples and what you use at your school. And as Betsabe mentioned, it's up to your creativity and to find a better way how to show and how to engage your students. And I invite you to discover the platform. And if you have any questions and if you need anything, you just have to ask us, and we're gonna we can make another webinar together if you want on a higher level, and to show you how to introduce the scripts and everything.
That would be fantastic. I think, like I said, I'm absolutely blown away, and I'm sure there's all sorts of things that can be accomplished once people have got their hand in a little bit and given it a try. So it'd be really good to do a follow-up at some point, definitely. I don't think we've got any further questions. I'm just checking back through, and it's one of those things where, like we say, we get quite a lot of people watch them back the following day. So we might well get questions come through, but I'll forward those on to you, and you're more than happy to continue commenting as well, because the recording's available in exactly the same place. But yeah, part 2 definitely seems like something that we need to do. And you never know, I might be able to show something as well by that stage. I'm feeling really inspired now, which is great. So Armando, Betsabe and Florina, thank you so much for joining us from various different parts of the world. It's been fantastic, and thanks for giving up your time to help us over here in the UK.
Thank you so much, Darren, for having us. It was a pleasure, really pleasure to be here.
Likewise. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Have a lovely night.
And yourselves. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.